Hello tubers, this is Kurt with Edibles and Exotics coming to you from sunny Mesa, Arizona. And this video today is going to be a continuation on the grapevine video I did last week. So I wasn't able to get to the trellis last week. Like I said in the last video, I didn't have enough rebar. I just didn't calculate correctly. So in this video, I'm going to make a 5-foot tall, 5-foot wide double beam trellis for the grapevine to properly grow up. I'm going to finish trimming it. I'm going to pound this sucker into the ground. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Super simple. This is kind of a rush video. I have two really big projects coming up. The first one is, well, both are going to be on my YouTube channel. So I'm sure you guys are going to love it. It's going to be, you know, weekly, almost like real life TV. But all about plants and nurseries and permaculture and stuff like that. So these two projects, I'm not going to go into any sort of detail about them because I don't want to jinx myself, but they're both very exciting projects. So that's why my video last week and this week haven't been the greatest. I know last week's video didn't get very many views and not too many thumbs up, but I don't care. I'm going to keep doing them. I like doing them. So let's get into me building the trellis. All right, guys, so I got the framework all welded up, pounded into the ground. I got a 4-arm pump like you wouldn't believe from trying to use that sledgehammer to pound it in. But anyway, this is about 5 feet tall, 5 feet wide. I made little feet at the end like you saw in the video. What I'm going to do now is I got this garden hose and I basically cut it in half. And I'm going to slide this over the rebar. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep the branches from rubbing on the sharp rebar and getting wounds in them. So wherever I tie it, I'm going to put one of these guys, tie it, and in the future I may do something else, maybe wrap it with some soft tape or something like that, but for now this will do. So to tie it on, I'm just going to be using some green garden tape. All right, so I got the main one tied off here. I want to get rid of these bamboo stakes here, so I'm just going to come through and cut off all the old garden tape and get these stakes out of here. All right, so now that it's free from the stakes, we're going to start tying it to the rest of the trellis that we made. All right, guys, I don't know if you remember watching the last video, but I said I'm going to have to do some more trimming on this. I don't want to trim too much. Right now, I'm going to come back when this is dormant and it has no leaves, and I'm going to trim it properly to get rid of some of these shoots so it produces more fruit. But for right now, this branch here, it's at the end, so we want to trim this one off. We're going to do cuttings on this. This is a good branch. Don't throw stuff like that out. We got some more branches down here. We're going to trim all these off. We don't need these. All right, so for now, this is how we're going to leave it. I don't want to trim off too much because I've really trimmed the crap out of it already. Like I said, I'm going to trim off some of these over the winter when it's dormant. In the spring, this should come back full force, fill out, and give us lots of grapes. But this is the form you generally want. It'd be better if this branch was coming out down here and growing over, but I'm going to have to settle for that right now. I may let a branch grow over in the spring. If one pops out over here or a little bit down, let that grow up and then get rid of this branch. But for now, we're going to leave it like this. It's still got some leaves. We still got about a month or so left in the grow season. So this is how we're going to leave it for now. All right, guys, so that's basically it. I am no grape growing expert. I can get them to grow really good, but as far as trimming them and propagating and stuff like that, I'm a greenhorn at it, just like a lot of you guys probably are. I'm sure some of you guys are grape growing and trimming experts, so if I'm doing something wrong, let me know. But I'm just going to go with what I think is right, what I've read, what I've watched, and videos and articles by experts. So in the video, you see I'm welding trellis. I'm using a cheapo Harbor Freight hobby welder. I can MIG, TIG, stick, and gas weld. I do it for a living, but at home, I just use a cheap welder because most of the time it's windy like it is today. And if I'm going to MIG, shielding gas is going to get blown away. I'm going to get crappy weak welds, but the hobby welder from Harbor Freight, it does a great job. I've never had any sort of issues with welds breaking. They are pig ugly welds, but hey, they get the job done, right? So if you guys are doing permaculture, homesteading, welding is an awesome skill to have. You can make a lot of things with it. You don't have to pay someone to do it. You know, especially if you're out far away from anyone else. You could weld stuff up, repair things, make things, whatever you need to do. And you can do it right then and there all by yourself. So I would definitely recommend if you guys are going to seriously get into this, maybe get some welding skills. So basically for this trellis, I just used 1/2-inch rebar, 10-foot sections, cut them down with a cutoff wheel and an angle grinder, and just zap them together using a magnet for welding that gives you good 90-degree angles, kind of holds the pieces together for you. As you can see, I didn't use my welding sleeves, which I usually do because I was kind of in a rush, and I said, screw it. So I'm probably going to wind up with some pretty good sunburn on my arms. You get sunburn from welding, guys. Don't wear shorts and try not to wear long sleeves if you're welding for extended periods. You'll get sunburn. So anyway, that sucker's in the ground. It was super simple. If you guys had to buy something like that, I mean, yeah, the rebar, each piece of rebar cost me $6.50. I used 3 pieces, 10 feet, 1/2-inch. The cutoff wheel and the welder I already had, so that didn't cost me anything. So the whole project in total was dirt cheap. If I had to buy something like that, you know, it probably cost anywhere from 50 to 100 bucks, maybe more. I don't know. I'm not going to paint it because I don't care. I'm probably going to do something else just to make sure the branches don't rub on that rebar, because it is kind of sharp. If you rub your hands down, it could, repeated rubbing of the branches could cut through the bark and damage the vine. So for now, it's good enough. I have a lot of stuff to do. I got a lot of air layering. All of that mess in there, that is Pakistani mulberries, some figs, and the big one in the back is an Italian fig, unknown variety. Delicious figs, by the way. But that one there, I got 20 million branches I need to air layer off. Behind me, I have an Australian green mulberry. That's another one that I need to start air layering. Back there, blowing in the wind, leaning up against it is a Shangri-La mulberry, but the big one back there is a white mulberry, and I do not want it that big, so I'm going to air layer off of that and propagate it. That big one in the background there is a Pakistani. That's another one that's just overgrown, needs to be air layered. I got a couple other figs in the yard that also need to be air layered. I have a couple other figs in the backyard that need to be air layered. Behind me, you guys are probably wondering what these are. These are banyan trees. I'm in the process of filming a whole video on banyan trees. How to grow them, how to propagate them, all that sort of stuff, where they're actually growing. But these guys were in the shade all summer because we had a brutal summer. So I moved these guys out here a couple of weeks ago after I got my irrigation put in for my potted plants. And these guys are on spot spitters. But since I moved them out and it was still kind of warm out and sunny, I mega dosed them with homemade sunblock for plants. And as you can see, some of the leaves got a little bit of curl, but for the most part, they're pretty healthy. So I'll put a link down in the description for my sunblock for plants video. It's an excellent cheat code for plants. It'll help get your plants through those hot, sunny summers. You may still have to protect the trunks with trunk paint, or put up some shade cloth possibly, or more than likely you're probably going to have to water them a couple of times a day to keep them going. But the sunblock is definitely going to help. This stuff will stay on for if I don't really wash it off and rub the leaves, it'll look like that come next summer. It stays on there once you spray it on. This stuff's great. So that's it, guys. I'm going to try to do some more updates maybe tomorrow on a couple other trees from other videos around my yard and plants and stuff like that, and some cuttings and whatnot. But for the most part, my grape cuttings that I did off of this grapevine and one in my front yard, they're still sitting in the windowsill in my kitchen in jars. I change the water almost daily. I've had buds start to pop out. No root formation whatsoever yet, no rotting, and no leaves falling off. So they haven't really changed much, other than some buds starting to open. So I'm hopeful I'll get some roots. If not, like I said, not a big deal. What are you going to do, right? I'll have that amount or more probably over the winter from other grapevines and stuff like that I got going. So I could try again a different way and see what works. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit the bell, tell all your friends. Definitely don't forget to hit that bell, because like I said, in the next couple of weeks, I should have some really good content for you guys, some really exciting stuff. I'm excited about it. I know it's going to make some really exciting videos. So hit the bell. And until the next video, guys, keep growing.